All right, guys, welcome to the show. We're talking 5 sleepers for fantasy football 2023. Early sleepers here I want to go over in this short, quick episode. Is going to give you jam-packed information in a short amount of time. But before I get into these 5 amazing sleeper potential players, I want to talk about something that's annoying me, and one of them is one of the sleepers, okay? Now, it's going to be a rookie who's currently sitting 45th on the Consheeps' rankings. I got to talk about him. The guy I'm talking about is Bijan Robinson. So this is what's annoying me. So that's the first sleeper, by the way. I'm just going to get right into it because I wanted to tell you what's annoying me really badly. Okay, it's Bijan Robinson. Now, they're pronouncing it as Bijan Robinson, okay? And I'm going to tell you why this guy's a sleeper. But I also want to talk about the pronunciation of his name. Okay, again, they're pronouncing it. Let me talk about this. Okay, it's very important. They're pronouncing it Bijan. Okay, Bijan would be spelled B-E-E, right? Bob Edward J-E-A-N. Bijan. Jean, French, right? Jean Saint Pierre, right? Okay, Bijan. That's how they're pronouncing it, but it's actually spelled B-I-J-A-N, which is pronounced Bijan. Very, very simple, guys. Very simple. Now, I use a word called bi-weekly, right? When you talk about bi-weekly, that's spelled B-I-W-E-E-K-L-E-Y, whatever. Bi-weekly, right? Bi-monthly, right? So it's Bijan Robinson. I want to get that out of the way before this episode starts. And people are like, "Oh, you're mispronouncing it." No, I'm not. That's how that's how I'm moving forward pronouncing it. For the rest of his career. Whenever I'm talking about top 10 rankings, when he makes it, I'm saying that Bijan Robinson is whatever rank. Okay? Bijan, not Bijan. Want to get that out. So why is he a sleeper? Now let's get into it. Now that I've got that out. Listen, I watched tape on him. Very elusive, great vision. This is what I like about it. And he's got that breakaway speed, explosiveness. He's got all the skills you need out of a prototypical workhorse running back. Now, where he lands is really going to dictate his fantasy relevance because I don't know where he's going to land. But wherever he should land, I'm hoping he's not landing on like the Patriots or something stupid like that that's going to kill his value, similar to the way that they did to Sony Michel years ago when he was a top prospect and then they destroyed his career when he went to the Patriots. So we want to make sure that Bijan Robinson ends up on a good team. That's the big thing. Aside from that, he's sitting 45th on the Consheeps' rankings, which makes him a sleeper. Now, mind you, he's going to come up as the Consheeps know where he lands and stuff like that. But this is a guy, again, young prospect, 258 attempts in college last year, 1,580 yards, 1,580 yards on the ground, 6.1 yards per carry, 18 touchdowns on the ground, and he tacked on 19 receptions for 314 yards and a few touchdowns. So, again, elusive, great vision, breakaway speed, all the things that you need out of a workhorse running back. Top prospect coming out of this draft. I see him coming off, mid to late first round. If he doesn't, he's coming off early second. Definitely a guy out of Texas that looks amazing. Bijan Robinson. Going to be trying to get him, if I can, in the second round. But again, a lot is predicated on where he lands. Big time sleeper, okay? Another sleeper here for you is Breece Hall. Now, I know he's sitting top 10 on the consensus, and you're saying, well, he's not really a sleeper, and I get it. But I still think that this guy could finish as a top 5 if fully healthy, and he gets an opportunity to start right out of the gate at the beginning of the season. And depending on how the draft goes, who the quarterback is, what that situation looks like, any O-line improvements, that type of thing. But again, he was a second-round pick last year when he did play, okay? 80 attempts, 463 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. And he had a rushing touchdown in his last 4 games when he played weeks 4 through 7 of last season. A rushing touchdown. Each one of those games was on pace to be a solid top 10 running back without a doubt. Volume, opportunity, talent, rushing touchdowns, everything was there. 6'1", 220, prototypical running back, elite talent. Again, second round pick, high draft capital in him. The Jets believe in him. Breece Hall is the man. He's just got to get that volume and opportunity. Again, we got to see what happens with that offense, but I still think getting him in the second round would be great value. Again, this is a decision you want to make. Do you want to get a Bijan Robinson, depending on where he lands, or a Breece Hall, which is he's integrated into the league, right? He kind of knows how the offense works. He's going to be in his comfort zone. But again, I still think he's not really a sleeper, but he kind of will be, because I still think he could finish higher than his ADP, which we're going to have to see, where he's going to be ADP-wise, where he's going in drafts as we get closer to the season. but I love myself some Breece Hall, okay? Another sleeper sitting 15th on the Conchiefs ish, 15th to 20th, depending on which Conchiefs list you're looking at, had a torn ACL, LCL. Javonte Williams is the guy I'm talking about. Now, obviously, Latavius Murray was there last year, had a decent, safe, boring season. Mike Boone, Marlon Mack, all, going to be free agents, right? So Sean Payton coming in as coach. It's going to be a different offense. Russell Wilson's got to perform this year. Are they going to get better wide receivers? I'm not really sold on Judy and Sutton. They're not getting it done. So a lot of question marks with this Denver Broncos offense, but all we know is that Javonte Williams can and should be the workhorse. The problem is there's rumor that he might not even start the first couple of weeks of the season. So are the Broncos going to draft another running back? What are they going to do? Do they believe in Javonte Williams? What's going to happen? But if the cards fall where they may, if everything, if the stars align, Javonte Williams, if he is the workhorse and everything works out into this offense improving, right? If they make improvements on this offense, and Russell Wilson looking good in the offseason, Javonte could be primed for an amazing season. But again, they do not have to, as long as they don't bring in another running back that's, committee capable, right? Then we're good. As long as Javonte is the clear-cut one, and we see that after the draft and after free agency, then I'm warm and fuzzy about Javonte. As of right now, sleeper, but I still have a lot of question marks. I don't fully trust the scenario situation and Javonte right now, okay? Fourth sleeper here is we get talked about Bijan Robinson. We talk about Breece Hall, we talk about Javonte Williams. Another guy is George Pickens. This guy was drafted in the second round. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's elite talent that didn't really get going last year. There was back and forth on who's starting on quarterback. Now we know theoretically that Pickens should be the guy, right? He's supposed to be the franchise guy. And George Pickett, that is Kenny Pickett, but Pickens, it's going to be a lot of Pickett to Pickens this year, potentially, right? 801 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns, 84 targets. Not amazing, right? But a guy that literally can be the wide receiver one there. Deontay Johnson has still got some drop issues, was the primary target getter, 47 targets last year, but Pickens can really step up. Clear-cut wide receiver 2, but can potentially take that wide receiver 1 job. We're going to have to see, again, offseason, draft, all the changes. Are they going to be in sync with, Kenny Pickett to Pickens? That's something we're going to be watching. But again, I think he's a big-time sleeper. He's sitting, 34th, 35th on the Conchiefs' rankings, way outside, for value, but can be a great factor. I love Tomlin. He's done some great work with receivers, with Juju and Antonio Brown, the Big Ben combination, totally different offense. But I'm definitely seeing something there, a diamond in the rough. The talent is there. Again, second round pick. This is not a guy that's, they invested high draft capital in him. They're not going to bench him. He's going to get volume, and I definitely like him. Okay, talent is there. And there's going to be a ton of wide receivers that are going to be sleepers, like Olave and second-year wide receivers that are going to be, Drake London, right? Kenny and Drake. I'm way out. No, Drake London, right? So tons of value at wide receiver this year. And again, I explained all that in the 16-round draft. So if you haven't got it, get 60 rounds. You can pre-order it right now. First version coming out 2 weeks after the draft, all right? And number 5, sleeper here. The talent is there. Now, he had a torn ACL back in January, way long ago. Jameson Williams, I think almost 2 years ago. Jameson Williams, this is a guy who was a first-round pick, ultra elite talent. And Amon-Ra St. Brown's there. They had Reynolds, they had Chark, they had all these people. But understand, Goff throws the ball a lot. He threw it 587 times last year. I know Amon-Ra was a beneficiary had 146 targets going his way. But at the end of the day, Jameson Williams, high draft capital in him, should be fully healthy going into the season and is more talented on paper than Amon-Ra St. Brown when you look at him, right? So Jameson Williams is a guy that's a big-time sleeper, sitting, I don't know where he's sitting, like 40-something, third on the Conchiefs' rankings. He's going to be slept on this year. The talent is there. The opportunity is there. Goff throws a lot, and there's a chance that he can really emerge as a wide receiver 1. So excited to see what Jameson Williams does, and Pickens, big-time sleepers, can be immense value. I'm not saying draft him as your wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. You can probably get him as a wide receiver 3 with wide receiver 1 potential, okay? Again, it's extremely early, guys, right now, but I'm just looking at it right now, bird's eye view, and seeing opportunity and talent and potential upside here for these guys, and value, of course, okay? So 5 sleepers for you. Bijan Robinson, pronounce it Bijan, not Bijan. Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, George Pickens, and Jameson Williams. 5 quick sleepers for you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and get 16 rounds below. Smash a thumbs up and drop a sleeper below in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Keep rolling out the content for you. We'll talk soon. I'm out.